April 21st, how about this psychotic weather? Let's talk about an indoor activity that I like to do on days like this. Oh yeah, and there it is. We got an incubator. I went ahead and bought one. With everything that's going on and stuff, I figure I'd increase food production here on the farm. And normally I just go buy the chicks or whatever, but I do want to be a little more self-sufficient. It did come with, I don't know, I guess you'd call it a candle lighter. Day 10, you throw it on there, see if there's any reason to keep it on there the remaining 11 days. But it's an automatic one. Just got to remember to make sure you have the turner turned on, or the egg turner, I should say. And yeah, this should do it. 16 eggs at a time, so I'll probably do a couple batches over the spring and early summer. I have one mother hen last year that sat on eggs, so I'm guessing she's going to hatch her own eggs out too. And at this point in time, what I'm going to do is I'll keep the hens for egg production. And right now what I have is a Rhode Island red rooster, Rhode Island red hens, leghorn hens. So what I'm really looking for is egg production, so I'm going to cross that Rhode Island red rooster with the white leghorns and come up with a red sex link. Some people call them golden comets, some people call them red sex links, some people call them production reds. Either way, the offspring, the hens of that mix, lays an egg every day, just like the white leghorns do, except I believe it's going to be a brown egg. No real big deal, egg's an egg. It's all the yolk on the inside. Let's get this thing out of here and see how it works. So yeah, this is the bottom, and this is what holds the water, and then of course the moisture control has to be set at a certain level. I think eggs have to be 99.5. I don't know. I'll read the book. It's been such a long time since I've done anything like this. I'll have to check. All right, then you go ahead and you stick your dividers in there. Now this is designed to hold up to 16 eggs. I'm not hatching that many in here. I never max anything out, not even a tractor. Oh, that's a 5 bottom. Yeah, I'll put a 4 on it. But yeah, we'll go there. Go there. We'll go there. That one's not even. There we go. That should do it. All right, so I got it set up. I put 9 eggs in there. This is just a trial run for 21 days. We'll see what hatches. I do have this set at, it reads out in Celsius. It wanted it 37.8, which is in the ballpark. I put it at 37.5, which is 99.5 Fahrenheit. I think if you're at 100 degrees, I think you're fine. It's currently at 94% humidity, which that's not accurate. That's going to drop. I do have an air vent hole here at the top. That is to control for humidity. The problem is if you open it too much, you can get loss of heat. So I don't know. It's pretty tricky. If you got a broody hen or several of them that'll just keep hatching out eggs, let them hatch by all means. But I thought this was a pretty cool project. Again, with everything that's going on, I'm going to produce as much as I can, and there are 9 eggs in there. Some of the eggs I know have a lower propensity or chance of hatching, and the reason is because I know from experience, any eggs that are older than 4 days, it drops, after that. So a few of the eggs are from today, so I know those ones will hatch, but a couple of them are pushing the 5, 6, 7 day mark. And we'll just see. Again, I do have some brown eggs in there for the Rhode Island Reds chicks. And I also have some white eggs in there to, make some golden comets. And the cool thing about those is I'll be able to sex those right away to tell what the roosters are versus the hens. And I'll show you how to do that when they hatch, assuming they're going to. So 21 days from today, it's going to be May 11th. That's a Monday. We should be starting to see some hatching going on. I tell you what, anytime I've ever had a hen sit and hatch eggs, it is 21 days to the day, almost to the hour. that she started sitting on them. So I'm guessing sometime in the afternoon on May 11th, we're going to have some chicks in the incubator. Let's go, let's grow. Okay, this is day 2, and I've already made decent mistakes. Okay, there's something different that I would have done a day ago if I would have known what I know now. Okay, first thing you should do when you get an incubator like this, okay, let's say you buy this one specifically, what I would have done differently. Okay, I would have plugged it into the wall, into my Farmall outlet, and I would have set this up temperature for, let's just say 38 degrees Celsius. Okay, that's going to get you in the 100 range, 100 degrees Fahrenheit range. Okay, I would have put no water in this. Allow your air and your incubator to run for 24 hours without any eggs in it, just to see what the natural tendency of it is. You can see I'm having a whale of a time here. I just lifted the lid, so it's dropped down to 36 degrees Celsius. It's coming up to temperature, but that's not the issue. The issue is that, and that's the relative humidity of 80%. What I did was exactly what I wouldn't do again, and I've already learned a lot in 24 hours. I would have put no water in that. I would have ran this for 24 hours, and I would have seen what the relative humidity is just of the natural air. Now, it's my opinion that, let's say that the relative humidity without any water in the bottom of this is, say, 50%. As soon as I put the eggs in there, I think after a few hours, I think that 50% would have gone to, say, 55, and I'd be in the ballpark, I'd be fine. I think during incubation, the first 18 days, I want to be 60 or below, clear down to 50%. Is 80 okay for lockdown? And what lockdown means is it's the last 3 days. You're no longer turning them. They're 3 days away from hatching. But so that's the conundrum I've kind of ran into, and you can see it's slowly coming up on temperature. It's a pretty nice one. I mean, none of them are cheap, but this is kind of cheap. It was a 16 egg incubator, self-turner. I don't have to do anything, plug and play pretty much, unless you're dumb enough when you buy this to load all the, they got little like mazes in there and you can fill them with water, and I filled both of them up. And, thinking, well, I'll just dump some of it out. Well, I have. I've dumped probably 80% of the water that was in there out of it. And this was at 83%. So I've dropped it 3% just by taking the water out and lifting the lid. But that's got to come down. I want that down another, I'm going to tell you, at least 15%, preferably 20%. And, of course, I'm going to candle these at 7 days, which will be on Monday. And then you just put them point down there, turn the light on, and there should be a 7-day air pocket, and then at 14 you can do it again, and then 18, and then after 18 they go on lockdown, and hopefully you got a hatch. But I got 9 eggs in there. I got 4 whites, 5 browns, so the browns are going to be Rhode Island Reds, assuming they hatch, and the whites will be red sex links or red comets or production reds or whatever you want to call them. But they are great producers. And the cool thing about the sex links, the red sex link, you can tell right out of the egg pretty much whether they're a hen or a rooster. So I'll put the roosters in one pile, put the hens in the other. Pullets, I guess you should say. They're not hens till they're laying eggs. Don't want to get untechnical and get yelled at in the comment section. Heaven forbid. But those are just some of the things that I'm noticing, and you can see it's come up a half a degree already, but I got to get that humidity down. I do have a top vent here. I can open that when I get to temperature, and I'm going to say, 37.8. I'm going to open this vent up and try to let some of that humidity out and get this down, and I'm going to let this run overnight. It's nowhere near night. We're 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But I'm going to let this run overnight with that vent open and see if that drops the humidity. Just word to the wise, you buy an incubator, you want to do your own eggs, don't put any water in it. Allow the air, and then when you add the eggs in there, say you're at, again, 40-45%, I think the eggs themselves will raise it a little to a degree. 50 to 60% first 18 days, and then I think you can go to, you know, maybe 75 for hatching, so the shells don't stick to the chicks. But yeah, there I am, day one, already learning. Boom.